Welcome back to Midnight Mike's Backyard Shop. Tonight, the project at hand is a flower, a sunflower, and I'm going to be making it out of some scraps I have laying around. A friend from church requested a sunflower, so we'll see what we can figure out, see what we can come up with. Stay tuned and check it out. So I've got a washer that was used with a lag bolt, so it's kind of got a conical shape already. I think that'll be perfect for the center of the sunflower. And I've got some chain links from like a chandelier, so they got some color to them already. I just ground the edges off so they'll take a weld to this washer here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Just tack them together. Burn. Seems like it's on there pretty decent. So I've also got some chain links for shop light that I'm gonna space them out to where like these silver pieces are every other to the bronze pieces, and it should look pretty cool. Adjust the welder a little bit. Here we go. All right, I'll bring this up so you can kind of see. So that's kind of what I'm going for. When I clean the smoke off, it's going to look pretty good. I'll keep showing you as I go. Might have to get something a little bigger to weld on. I don't know if you can see, but I just barely cleaned the edge of that. So I just shined it up just a little bit so it'll stick. Should probably grab some leather gloves instead of these nitrile gloves. But that's okay. Oops. Uh-oh. Got a little bit of a hangy there, but it looks like they're coming. It's coming along. It'll probably be okay. I'm going to grab another pair of pliers and pull that wire loose so it sits flat. Yeah, the only reason I'm interchanging these or doing every other is because I didn't have enough of each one to make it work. So that's kind of dictating why or how and why I'm doing it that way. Too much of a gap here. It's gonna look kind of funny. I think I'm gonna end up bending these chain links a little bit at the end so they look more like flower petals. on there all right. So I clipped the end of that off so I have a thinner piece of wire and a clean tip to start my weld. And that's just something I'm used to doing from the body shop world. Uh-oh. Man down. That's okay. It's turning out pretty cool looking. Show you here in just a sec. Try to get this wire off of there. Turning out all right. Pretty hot. And as I'm heating it up, it's doing pretty good. They're actually starting to kind of curl a little bit. When I was in tech school, I was welding a sign together, and it was a pretty decent sized sign that I was just welding rectangular tubing, and as I was going, I was skipping from one side to the other to kind of let it cool. And in the process, I leaned down and burned the heck out of my wrist. It just sizzled. It was great. The good thing about burns is they heal fairly quickly. At least mild burns, in my experience. Uh-oh. It's looking pretty cool. I'm going to clean those welds up and the smoke up, and it's going to look pretty good. I'm going to turn my voltage up. All right. Pretty cool. Well, shoot. I got a little bit mixed up here. So they're kind of off kilter a little bit. So that's okay though, because I'll just put my flower stem in that open spot right there. Would Bob Ross call it a happy accident? There we go. Cool. I'm gonna clean the smoke off real quick. And then I've already kind of bent my stem up. So here's the stem, and it's going to be just like this. So it's going to look pretty cool. And then I've got some leaves that I cut out of something out of an electrical box, like that you'd hang a light fixture in. It's just an extra piece of junk that I have laying around. So, all right, we'll go ahead and get the stem welded on. What's that look like on camera? Hey, that doesn't look too bad. That's going to be pretty cool. I mean, it's not quite done. I'm going to put a screw right in the middle of that to kind of make up the center of the flower. Drop that in there. Set that there. Put a couple tacks on it. Oh, you know what? I'm going to clean it. Get some fresh stuff going there. All right. Looks kind of neat. Kind of ugly, but that's okay. And I'm just going to use a cutoff wheel and cut the back of this off, because right now it's pretty sharp on the back. So I'll cut that screw off, make it flat, and that's kind of neat. I'll bend the petals around a little bit. For now, it can kind of hang out like that, hold it in place. So I've got, this is that piece. I had already cut it. So it's a ground strap from like a electrical box, and I just cut it like this. So I'll flip this one, and they're going to end up being leaves on the stem. And I can curl the edges of them real easy because this is pretty lightweight stuff. So I think it's going to end up looking pretty nice. I'm just going to lay them on there just like that. It'll end up looking pretty good. Flip it around here. Might cut a little bit more off of this one. Grind on it a little bit maybe. So for now, I'll just do this one. Use my little, this is a die grinder from Harbor Freight, and Harbor Freight roll lock discs. And this one's just the Scotch-Brite style. I didn't clean the burrs off of there, so I'm going to do that. Make a little bit better weld. Not that I'm making good welds, because they definitely aren't. Pretty ugly. So I want this one right here. So I'm going to take that over and use the die grinder, kind of clean that spot right there up. So I made that pretty shiny right there, so the weld will take. Yep. All right, I've got to turn this up. It's driving me nuts not making crunchy noises. This ought to do better. Wipe that off a little bit. All right, here we go. That's a lot better sounding. Too much wire speed, maybe? Risking a bird nest. Turn the wire speed down a little. It's not super pretty, but it's on there. Here, I'll wipe that smoke off. So that'll be pretty cool. I might actually use the heat that might still be kind of in it and try to bend this. There you go. That's kind of neat. Pretty warm. I kind of got a little bit of a bend in it. So that's looking okay. All right, clean this one off a little bit. Oh, the welder, or the air compressor kicked on. That'll run for just a minute. Sorry for the extra noise. All right, that one's going to look pretty good right there, I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's nice and warm. try to bend on it some. I'll hold it with the pliers. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be too hot to touch right there. Oh yeah, that's cool. She's going to love this. She's going to love it. Turning out pretty neat. Imperfect, one of a kind. And since I'm giving it to her, I guess it's priceless. I'm going to hit the back side of this just a smidge. Probably turn this down just a hair. Oh, come on. I just want to make sure the washer is stuck to the stem. And I might put tacks on the back side of each of these petals. Here we go. Awesome. I'll show you that. That way we know it's stuck and the petals aren't going to fall off. When I go to twisting on them a little bit. I think I can touch that now. So, we have about 20 minutes in this guy so far. I mean, I kind of had the materials ready to go beforehand, but, you know, it's pretty cool. And I've got a base that I'm going to weld it to. I don't know that the base is going to be heavy enough, so I'll probably put a castle nut on top of that. I said I had all this stuff ready, and now I can't find my base. Here's my castle nut that I'm thinking of using. There we go. So this was my thought. I don't like the angle of the flower, so I think I'm going to put it in my vise and bend this back just a little bit so it's kind of facing up. I'll take you over there, show you what I'm talking about. Let me get this chalked up real quick. Okay. Now I've got all kinds of garbage laying on this bench. I'm not real excited about showing off. All right, here we go. It's really hot, but I'm going to push this backwards. Maybe I'll try to bend that washer back just a smidge. Kind of get it where we want it. By we, I mean me. All right. I don't want to break anything. There we go. That was pretty decent. I might leave it like that. Sorry for all the garbage in the background. It's probably hard to see with all that nonsense. I'm going to try to bend this pedal just a little bit more. There we go. That looks pretty cool. All right, let's get you back over here. Whoa, kicking you, sorry. Set that back up. All right. So that's going to look pretty cool. Let's scoot it just a little bit. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh no, I bumped my wire. I bumped my clamp. That's too bad. Okay. I guess maybe I need a stronger magnet. That's pretty well centered on my plate. Keep moving it. All right, I'm gonna lose this. What? I think I will clamp that down. Put a little clamp over here. Might work pretty decent. There we go. Try not to block the camera here. Here we go. This might be better. That was bright. That's pretty cool looking. I hope it's heavy enough without the castle nut, but I have my doubts. Hey, it worked. Cool. And it's going to get a little lighter because I'm going to cut that screw off. Man, that's not too bad. Kind of scratch this smoke off. Definitely got it hot enough down there, I think. These are doing okay. I'm going to put this together a little bit more. Hey, that's hot. Touch my arm. All right. Man, that's pretty neat. I think I'll have to bend that plate around that I welded it to just a little bit, but I think you guys can maybe see that all right. There we go. Pretty cool. I was able to bend the leaves a little bit more. And so I'm just going to do a little bit of cleaning and cut this screw off the backside here so this is nice and flush. And that'll be pretty much it. That's all I'm going to do with this one. So I think that's going to be okay. Turn off the welder here. Well, thanks a lot for joining me. I'm sure this still is pretty hot. Yep, it is. So that's going to conclude tonight. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this off camera. But I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. And man, I'm looking forward to doing a lot more. If you guys have, comments, please leave them for me below. And I guess that's going to conclude this episode on Midnight Mike's Backyard Shop. We'll see you on the next one.